Hello guys. Uh, Please join fast because we will be starting our session very soon. It's been already 10:02, so I'm planning to start from 10:05. So this is the last class of our 4-day workshop on AutoCAD. Uh, Today we will be going through the 3D basics of AutoCAD as we planned in our first class. So this class mainly focuses on the different tools of how to create and edit 3D geometries. Okay, okay guys, so join fast and comment if you have joined. Mm, You guys can comment like if you have any queries from our three last classes, then I can take up those issues or doubts today and clear your doubts. Whoever have joined, please comment down, guys. সুফল নেটওয়ার্ক কথা নয় একটাই মাইক্রোফোন চলছে Hello, I hope it's fine now. Now I will start the class on AutoCAD, the basics of 3D modeling. Okay, so firstly, uh, till last date we did the like the basics of 2D drawing and the basics of modification tools, and we did a planning for our the plan for a building. Okay, so these are the thing we did till our last class. Now I'll be starting the 3D basics. So for that, first you have to turn on the options for 3D modeling, right? So for that, you can see here the one option in our quick access toolbar named drafting and annotation is there. If it is not visible for your case, then beside this you have a drop down. You can just turn on this workspace option, and then you'll be able to see this. So once it is visible, you click on this and go to 3D basics, right? Once you can turn this 3D basics workspace on, then you'll be able to see this kind of a menu bar. Okay, there you will be able to see different 3D modeling tools. Okay, so I'll show you again. Once you are in 2D workspace, it will be like this. Turn on this workspace option in quick access toolbar and click on this change to 3D basics. It will change your workspace or menu bar for 3D modeling. Okay, so as I as we know that 2D drawing is a just a drawing on a sheet of paper, right? So it only have two dimensions. One is about length and another is about width. Okay, or one direction is in x and another direction is in y. But in 3D, we have another more dimension that is about the z direction. Okay, that we call it a height or maybe normal z dimension. Okay, so for that, as I first showed you already in the first class, that using this view cube, you can rotate your view, right? So now I am watching our workspace from top. Now if I click on this corner of a view cube, you'll be able to see, now you can see the whole thing in 3D, right? You can see this. Now I'll again go back to top, and we can see this 2D model or 2D workspace. Now first what I will do, I will draw one rectangle. So for that I will type RECT, and you can see the first option coming is rectangle. So I'll press enter, and now I will specify the first point and the length about x-axis, that I can give as 1000. I'll press 1000 and press tab, and another dimension about y direction is around 500. Now I'll press enter. So this rectangle is done. Now if I want to extend this rectangle or increase the height, right? If I go to the 3D view, you'll be able to see that this is just a rectangle in a 2D plane, right? And if I want to change the height of this geometry or maybe give another dimension to this geometry, then what we can do, we will be able to make our 3D model, right? So for that we have one option that is called extrude. Okay, or we have another. So first explore the extrude option. So first we have to activate this extrude command, right? So for that I will go to this home tab and click on extrude. Okay, once it is activated, you will be able to see it in your command line. So that means that extrude command is activated, right? So now what I will do, it will ask for a ask to select some objects. So I will select this object and press enter, and now you will be able to see that I can add one more dimension in the z direction, right? So I want to give 650, and I'll press enter, and you can see this is the box I generated. Now one can say that I can only see the edges, right? So how it can be a 3D model? So for that we have to change the view type. For now, if you just coming in, if you just come and see this layers and view panel, here you can see the visual styles is now set to 2D wireframe. If I change this to realistic, you can see now it's a 3D model, right? A 3D box. So from 2D we came to 3D just by using one command. That's so easy, right? So first what I did the 2D on XY plane, then activated the extrude command, and then with that I pulled up the geometry in the Y direction, right? So these are the few steps to make a 2D drawing from 3D. So another person can ask that if I can do with any other geometry or not. Yes, you can do with any other geometry. Okay, so if it is an open geometry, it will create planes, okay, or faces, and if it is a closed geometry, it will create 3D objects. Okay, so let's draw one polygon. So side of 5 from center here to inscript inside circle. This is our polygon. This is a closed geometry, right? Now if I go to extrude and select this object and press enter, I'll be able to change the height of this object, and it will be a 3D object, not any face. Okay, so the height is 950. So that's how you can create 3D geometries. Okay, now coming back to so these are the steps to create 2D from 3D, right? So here are some other options. You can make some pre-built or pre-made objects. Okay, so we have one box. So once if we activate the box command, first it will ask us to specify the first corner of the base. Okay, so base corner is here, another side is here. So first I specified the two corners of our box, the plan, like the plan of the box, and then I have to specify the height. So I can specify the height like that, and this is the easiest way to create a box. Okay, so drawing a 2D plan at 2D rectangle and then push it up is one way. Another way is just to use the box command here. Now if I go to the drop down and check, we have cylinder, right? So I'll create a cylinder. So as we know that creating cylinder, uh, basically what it does is, uh, it creates a cylinder. Okay, given its dimension in terms of radius and height. So first it will ask for the center. As we know that to draw one circle, we first need the position of the center and then the radius, right? So first it will ask for the center. I'll specify here. I'll create the base circle with the radius, and then I can change the height, right? So these are the ways or methods to create a cylinder. Okay, so I hope these are clear. If you guys are having no doubts, then please, or if you guys are having any doubts, then please to ask in the comment. Okay, because then only I'll be able to know. Uh, After that, we have the cone option. Okay, so this cone is basically, uh, it creates a like 3D symmetrically cone. Okay, so first I'll click on cone. Now you know the base of the cone is also a circle. So for that it will ask for the like the center point of that base point or the base circle. I'll click here. Now it will ask for the radius of the base. I'll click here, and now it will ask for the height, right? So these are the parameters we need. So first what we need the center point of our circle of the base, then the radius of the circle, and the third is the height. So these are the three values we needed to build one cone. So once now if we specify the height, we can see this is the cone is now ready. Okay. Next what we have is sphere. So sphere is basically, it's a object which represents, which is a spherical object. So for that, we need to specify first the center point of our sphere, right? So I'll specify here by left clicking on this. Now it will ask for the radius. So to draw one sphere, we just need the center point and the radius. So that we can do. So I will specify the radius as 1500. Press enter, and you can see the sphere is now created, right? So this were the some of the easiest way to create 3D geometries. Now you can ask like, how I am rotating this view, right, without clicking on uh, this view cube. So here you can see one option is there called orbit. So if you just click on orbit, your cursor will change like this, and if you just click and drag, you'll be able to rotate the geometry or the total workspace with respect to the CG of your objects. Okay, and you can see it from any of the sides or any of the angles. Okay. Now to turn this off, please press escape from your keyboard and your cursor will be back to like this. Okay. So after here, we can explore some more general things. What we have is pyramid. Pyramid is also having the center point of the base we needed. Then it will ask for the uh, side direction or the dimension of the base of the pyramid. I will give around 2000 and press enter, and now it will ask for the height. So first what it asked for the center, then the dimension, then the height. Okay, these are the three things we needed for a pyramid. I'll give 3000 here, press enter. You can see our pyramid is ready, right? So similar to the cone, we have to first specify the center point of the base, the dimension of the base, and the height of the pyramid. Okay, so these are the way we can create a 3D pyramid. Now coming to the wedge object. Okay, so wedge object is like a slider in one of the park. Like in any park you will be able to see, it's kind of that kind of a object that is having the base as a rectangle. So for that, first we have to specify the corner points of our base. So I'll specify here and another point as here. Now it will ask for the height. So the height will be on the side of the first corner is specified. Okay. So now the side I can give as 2000 and press enter, and you can see this is the uh, you know this is the wedge shaped object got created. Okay. So what we did to make this wedge will be first the rectangle of the base, the first corner of the rectangle of the base, then the second corner of the rectangle, and then the height. So once this is done, we will be able to get one wedge shaped 3D object. Okay. Another we have torus. Okay, torus is kind of a geometry, or it's a donut shaped 3D geometry. Okay, so this will be having one, you know this is a circular object. So first, what are the parameters needed to model one torus or donut shaped 3D object is, first the center point of that object, the radius of the axis. Okay, so for a torus we have one axis, circular axis, right? So if it is a circle, so we have to specify the center point of the circle and the radius. And then what we have, one pipe like structure or pipe like face going around all those axes, right? So what we need to specify, one another radius which will be of that rotating circle. Okay, so let's activate this torus command. Now you can specify the center point. As I told, the axis of the torus object is a circle. So I'll click on here. Now it will ask for the radius. I will give radius as 1300, press enter, and now it will ask for, and now it will ask for the radius of that, the rotating 3D or rotating circle, right? So it is 350, and if I press enter, you'll be able to see a donut like structure is now got created. So it is called torus or donut shaped object. Okay, so how I did it, I'll show you again. Activate torus, specify the center point, specify the radius of the axis, and give the radius of the rotating 3D rotating surplus object. Okay, so this is the way we can generate a donut shaped like a 3D object. Now if I just come to another option called polysolid, it is kind of a wall. Okay, in normal building we have walls, right? So this polysolid is one easiest way to modify the or draw or model any wall. Okay, so I will activate this. Now it will ask for the starting point. I'll give it here. Now next it will ask for the different other points where I want to put this, put this endpoint or corner point. Okay. Now if I just press escape, it will go, right. So I have to save that first. So I'll go to polysolid. I will draw this. I'll press enter and it will be there. Don't press escape now. Okay. And you can see this is a wall like a structure going, right. Here if you just see these corners, you'll be able to see this is the wall like structure. Okay. Similarly, you guys can change the height of this wall like structure and give the thickness so that you can easily model those walls in 3D. Now the next option for creating 3D objects we have revolve. So in torus, what we saw that we have one axis, circular axis, and uh, another circular object is rotating around this, right? So this is a fixed for circular objects. Now if I want that one rectangular object or one triangular object should rotate around my circular path, right? So what I have to do that time I have to first create one rectangle. So I will type line and press enter to get the line command activated, and I will draw a 3D rectangle. Okay, sorry, triangle. It is not closed, so we have to make it close. I will drag this. Okay, now it's closed, right? So for this revolve option to work, we need one section which will be revolving and another circular or another line about which it will be revolving, right? So to revolve, we need one axis and another object. So I will now draw one line to show the axis about which it will be rotating. So like this is the line, and over like around this triangular shape will be rotating and creating the 3D objects, right? So for that first we have to activate this revolve command. Select on this, click or press enter. Now it will ask for to specify the endpoint of the axis. So first is the this endpoint and second is this endpoint. Now it will ask for the angle. The angle I want to rotate is 360 and press enter, and you can literally see that a 3D triangle is rotating over one circular axis, right? So if we go using torus, it will give me only the circular rotation, right? But here you can see you can make any kind of shape and make it rotate about your central or one axis. Okay. Now coming to, let's say, one another kind of an object we have. I want to rotate. This is a closed object. Now I want to rotate about my this line. So I'll go to revolve. I'll select all this, press enter. Now it will, now I have to specify the endpoints, and you can see I can rotate these objects also, right? It is very uneven object. So using this kind of a tool, you can generate very complex shapes that can be very helpful in your 3D modeling journey. Okay. Uh, Now, if anyone wants that I will not rotate about like for 360 degree, I want to rotate it for it around 80 degree or 90 degree, right? So similarly, what we have to do, undo first. Yeah. So we have the section, we have the axis. I will go to revolve and select these objects, press enter. I will specify the endpoints, and now it will ask for how much I want, right? Now if I give it a 60-degree of angle, then it will only rotate for 60 degrees. Okay, it will not rotate more. It will rotate for 60 degrees. So that's the thing, right? Now I will delete all these. Will delete. Okay. Okay. After revolving, what we have is loft. Okay, loft is used to connect multiple closed object or multiple open objects to create one 3D geometry. Okay, that's a very efficient tool that is used to create very complex shapes, right? So for that, let's try. So to use this loft tool, you have to create multiple sections, and then you have to connect those one by one. Okay. So first of all, let's create one rectangle here. Now, if I want to copy it in the 3D direction or Z direction, uh, I have to type copy, select this as base point, and go some for some amount in the Z direction. Okay, Z direction. We have created a lot of copies. Now I want to select this and type 3D rotate, and once it is done, I want to rotate this about Z axis. Okay, rotated this a bit about Z axis, then 3D rotate, same about this. Now coming to this object, 3D rotate. So I have rotated all this, and from the top, if you just check this, these are not in same centric as well as in same, you know, uh, same orientation, right? So now if I want to connect all these and create one geometry, for that I have to activate this lock option, and now we have to select these sections one by one. So if I just select these one by one and right click and click enter, this have to be cross sections only. Okay, and you can see this is a very complex shape or different faces that we created just in few clicks, right? This is a very complex shapes. We have a lot of curves, a lot of faces, right? These are having very complex equations, and our CAD can generate a 3D model from our given cross sections following that path, right? So this is a very efficient and good tool for your daily and 3D modeling works, right? Now I will give some more idea about this loft. So what we can do, we can make some not circles, maybe ellipse. This is one ellipse, that is, let's copy this. C for copy. I'll copy in the Z direction. I copied view. I will 3D rotate about this. 3D rotate about this. 3D rotate, 3D rotate, about this a bit. Now I want to connect this, right? So I'll go to loft. I will connect one by one. Right click, enter cross sections only, and see, with elliptical objects I created this complex 3D model or object, right? So this is the very easiest way to create very complex, you know, complex models using just the basic tools of AutoCAD 3D. Okay. Now coming to sweep in like revolve, what we saw that our 3D section is revolving around one axis. That means it is following a circular path, right? Now, if I want that our section should follow one random path, whatever we mention, then we can use the sweep tool. Okay, so sweep tool will be very useful when we want that one of the section should follow our path, right? So first let's draw one section which is pretty much random. Now let's draw one path using spline fit. This is very complex, right? So now I want to follow this section about this path. Okay. So for that, what I will do, I'll go to sweep. I will select objects to sweep. Press enter. Now select the sweep path. So once I click on this, mm, somehow it got stuck. Mm, it's a very heavy path I gave, so it is taking time to calculate. Yeah, you can see now it followed the path, right? So this is the object we gave, and this is the 3D path it created. See, this is very complex. It also have component in the z direction, right? So this easy way you can create 3D paths using this sweep tool. Okay. Now we have modeled something. Okay. So as of 2D, we did some, or we use some modification tools, right, to modify our pre-made drawings. So here also in 3D modeling, you have some mm, some options to change your or modify your 3D drawings. Okay. So first it is the press pull. So the press pull is to change the dimension or create one another extruded objects from one face. Okay. So let's say I want to increase the height of this box. Okay. So for that, what I will do, I will go to press pull. I will come and once this is activated, I will move my cursor over that face, and you can see that face is getting highlighted. Now I will click, and from there I can extend the height. Okay. I will extend the height by 1000 and press enter, and you can see the height now got increased, right? Similarly, I can increase the height of this. So first I will hover over the cursor from over my face, over the face of this geometry, and then I'll click on this, and you can see I can extend the height from that face, right? So I can give 550 and press enter, and this is increase, right? I can extrude one 3D object from this face also of one pyramid, right? So this is a planar face or planar surface. So I can click on this and see I can drag over one, 3D prism like thing from that face, right? So I can use this like 2000, press enter. Similarly, in any face, this face also I can use, this face I can use, this face I can use. So whatever planar face is there, you can extrude, 3D geometries from there. Okay, like this, like this, like this, right? So this is the option to create 3D extrusion from any planar face. Okay. Now we have three concept of set theory here. Okay. The 3D objects are, uh, you know, the 3D objects are taking a region, right? Now, in set theory, you have learned that we have set A and set B. Now, if I want to union those, okay, and make one another, set that is A union B, then the common elements will only be there once in that union set, right? So similarly, if I have 3D object 1, 3D object 2, and they are clashing or having the same portion containing, in one same, like they are taking or taking the same space, right? Now if I want that they should not take the single space twice, then I have to make them union, right? So object one, object two, they are having a like taking a same space, and I want to make a single object which is taking this that same or intersect point or intersect space once. Then we have to make union of those two, right? So let's move this a bit in this direction so that it can collide with our object. Now you can see this torus object is going around this 3D object, going in from this going inside, right? So the internal point they are taking twice, right? And that can cause a very harm. Not harm, it is useful maybe sometimes for your modeling case purpose, but it will be good if you can make one union of these two so that the same space will not be occupied by but two, like occupied by two objects, right? So for that we have to go to this union option, and you have to select those two and press enter, and you will be able to see these two objects now became one object and their intersect point or intersect space is taken once. Okay, so this is the way union works, right? Union can join multiple 3D objects into one so that their internal spaces are occupied once by that unioned object. Okay. Similarly, as of set theory, you have subtract, right? Subtract. That is, in set of A minus set of B, these two are things. Okay. So sometimes it happens like one object and another object is, passing through each other. Now to, I want to subtract that part from where they are getting intersected, right? So this is the set 1, this is the set 2. Now if I do A minus B, then the part of B will be deleted and that intersect part will also be deleted, right? So for that what we can do, I can bring this a bit here and a bit of accommodation. Not that much. Yeah. Now you can see this torus is going through our this geometry, right? Now if I want to delete the internal crossing of this torus from this one, Then what we have to do, we have to activate the subtract command, select objects. Okay, first I select this object, then press enter this, then another object, then press enter, and you can see that that common part is deleted as well as the torus is deleted. I will undo whatever I did. Now I will show you again. Go to subtract, select set or object A, press enter, select object B, now press again enter, and it will be deleted. Okay, so this is the way you can create a complex 3D 3D model or object in AutoCAD using the concept of sets. Now intersect, if you want to keep that intersecting part and delete other parts, then we can use the concept of intersect here. So let's make the intersect first. This is the object. We can move it in this direction, then this direction of it, and little about this direction. And you can see these two objects are now intersecting, right? Now if someone wants to keep the only the intersecting part and delete the other part, then how can they do, right? So if you do intersect for sets, then it will keep only the part which are having common between those two objects, right? So for that, what I will do, I will activate this intersect command. I will select set A, set B, and press enter, and you can see only the intersecting part is remaining. Okay, other parts got deleted. So that's very easy to create the intersect using set theory, right? So these are the few 3D model editing options. Okay, so here are some more which you can use to create or modify different 3D structures or objects, like 3D object, 3D faces, planes, meshes. A lot of things are there for advanced topics. Okay, now we have some another modify options, that is move. If you want to move one any of the object, then you have to select on here, click on move, and as of 2D you have to specify one base point, and with respect to that you can move your object in 3D. Then we have offset, then we have copy, erase. 3D mirror is one option which I want to explain to you guys. So for mirroring, as of 2D, we know that we can create a mirror object of any of the objects using mirror command about a mirror line, right? Similarly, in 3D, we have mirror planes, right? We can create mirror of an object with respect to a mirror plane. So for that, I will click on mirror. I'll select the object. I'll press enter, and now I have to specify the line or the plane of the mirror, right? You can see the 3D mirror object is created. So first what I did, I selected the object, I created, I like pointed out 3 points on our 3D plane about which we want to mirror. So once we did, it will ask for if I want to delete the source object or not, and then it will create the mirror object. In the drop down, we have 3D align, 3D array. These things are there. These things you guys can explore because these are very a bit of advanced topics. Okay. Some other options like this move gizmo is there. So when we are selecting any, you can see one like three arrows are coming, right? What did they signifies? These are the, first of all, these are showing the direction of our object in local system. Okay, so green is x, red is y, and blue is z direction. Similarly, if I just change these to rotate gizmo, right? So first explore the move gizmo. So this move gizmo will help you to move your objects from here to here, or in y direction or in z direction. Okay. Similarly, if you just go and turn on this rotate gizmo, it will give you these rotating options to rotate your object about any of the axis you select. Okay. Similarly, we have the scale gizmo. So this you can use to scale your 3D object. Okay. In x direction, if you change the scaling, then in y direction you can change the scaling. Similarly, in z direction you can change the scaling, like that. Okay. So these are the three types of gizmo we have here. Now these are the thing we did here. You can explore different types of, you know, visual properties, like this. Now going to visualize, here we can create lights for taking the images or renderings. Then we can assign from here the material browser, we can assign materials. Okay, just by dragging and dropping. I can show you some. It takes a bit of time to load the material. Okay, now if I just turn the realistic mode on, you can see this material is applied on this 3D object. Now I want to apply on this something like this. See, mm, these are kind of a tiles thing, it got applied on this. So these are the easiest way to apply materials. Okay, so once the material is done, you guys can ask or add any, lights in your environment, and then take up the renders to get a image of a 3D models. Mm, yeah. So these are pretty advanced topic. Okay. So for this we need very extensive number of classes or class hours, so that we can, uh, give you the knowledge in more depth. Okay. Now we can give the output in terms of, PDFs. Then we can collaborate with different users. So these are the thing we can, you guys can explore, and I'll also be, describing this in our like advanced classes. So for that you guys can contact coder assembly, the members which you are in connect with, for your next steps to get into the advanced classes. Okay, so this was a pretty short class on 3D basics to give you guys a bit of idea, like how you can, uh, enter into the world of 3D with the basics of 2D knowledge, and then you can learn about different methods of modeling 3D objects, modifying different 3D objects. So these are the different options. Yeah, so that was all for today. If you guys are having any questions, you can ask in the comment, and then I can take up those questions. So I'll be the class will be on till 11. Before that you can ask. Yeah. So I hope everything is clear from your end. Now if you want to join the next classes, you just contact with coder assembly people, their team, for the next processes. And that's all for today. So this was a like for the end of our 4-day workshop on AutoCAD. So you learned about 2D basics, 2D drawing, 2D modification tools. Then we did a project on building planning. Another, then the last class we learned about the 3D drawings of like 3D modeling and 3D modification tools. And also I showed you some of the ways to assign materials. So thank you guys for joining this workshop. I hope this will be helpful in your future. Yeah. Thank you guys. Bye.